Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. As you can see here, I have my homeschool planner out. This is from the Well Planned Gal. I will link it in the description down below. This is an older one. This is actually from 2019. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to commit to this for the full school year, so I bought an older one just to kind of try it out and see if that's what I wanted to do. I uncoiled it and then I put it in a 3-ring binder. I will link that video if you'd like to see it, both up in the cards and then in the description box too, so you can take a look if you want to see how we went about putting this book together. But I thought I'd try to film a homeschool plan as I go. Today is actually the Friday before this week, but I wanted to just take a look at it and kind of jot down, see if there's anything I needed to jot down or anything I wanted to tweak. I usually don't decorate this planner, but I did pull out some washi just in case I wanted to cover any of these up or do anything like that. I think the only thing though for now I'm going to do is redate it and then see if there's anything I want to cover up here. So let's do that. Okay, I think that is going to be all I do today. I do have a sticky note. Wait, I'm lying to you. I'm also going to put in our language arts. My oldest is using Bookshark Language Arts, and my daughter, who's my middle child, is using Sunlight Language Arts. So they both have pages similar to each other as far as you know, the lesson plans go. We don't do everything on here, but I like to keep these in here just in case. To kind of review and kind of go over it. But you'll see on Monday I go over this one, especially with my son. We have a Monday morning meeting and I go over this more with him. And then sometimes this last week I went ahead and just gave him the whole thing after I jotted what I needed. I give it to him to hold on to because there's a lot of information in between the pages that will be helpful to him. And then for my daughter, I kind of just jot down what we are getting done. From here, which ones we're going to do, and then I put it away. So I'll share that on Monday, but for now, that's all I'm going to do. I put the dates down, and then I just covered these up because we're not going to do work on Saturday and Sunday. I think that I might make these into habit trackers for my kiddos, but we'll see what I do here. My kids are in the room with me as usual, so there's some background noise, but that's mom life, and I'm okay with it. So we're going to leave that now, and then I'll see you on Monday. Okay, it is still Friday. I actually changed my mind. Since my kiddos are in the room with me and they're doing pretty well, I'm going to go ahead and get my daughter's work copied onto here. I could just go off of this and kind of check it off, but I think I'm going to try to use this program for my son, so I kind of want to just keep it as neat as possible for now. So what I do is I just use some colored pens for each of my kids. I was using this pink for my daughter, but it was a little, I think it ran out of ink actually. So I need to get a pen that just has all of them in one shot. But it's on the list of things to do, right? So each of my kids has a color assigned to them, and then that's how I keep it kind of organized in here. And so the top portion here says Bible. We do Bible study all together. I don't really need to write anything there. Okay, so I'm just going to transfer the things that we do. Like I said, we don't do all of this. So we do not do this spelling. We're not doing spelling tests with her. The activity they have for day 1 is dividing syllables, and she can kind of already do that. The optional explode the code, we do that. So I put those down. The readers right now is the Beginner's Bible still. So we are going to read all of these. We don't do Worldly Wise. It's optional. We don't do that one. And then the creative expression, we are going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to jot down which is appropriate for each, which is assigned to each day. So that's all that I'm going to put down for my daughter. All I did was add in which language arts we are going to do from Sunlight. And I'm actually going to leave this at the front of my folder, or you know what? to leave it here. Does this side have a pocket? Yeah. Just in this pocket here. Because there's some things in the inside that I want to refer to throughout the week, but I like being able to see my whole week at a glance, and then I just know that this is this week's right here. So I went ahead and I added in what she needed to do. We do a 4-day school week unless something doesn't get done. Then we have that Friday to make it up, but she does have a story that she reads on Friday, so that got entered in there. And then I also entered in her math and which pages she should be doing. I don't do like the whole year or even the whole month. I go week by week in case something happens that week and we can't get to all our lessons. That way I have room to move it over into the following week. So here in the corner, what I ended up doing with one of these boxes is putting down just some projects that I want us to do during the week, but I don't have an assigned day to it. So this Wonder project is a STEAM project that we started last week, and we didn't get to the actual STEAM project of it. We just read the story. So I want to get to that. And then this was just an idea I had for me and her to do together, a mommy and me planner setup. I had given her a small little planner to play in, and I thought it might be fun for us to spend some quality time together doing that. And then Magic School Bus is her science that we're doing. So I don't have an assigned day for science. It honestly just depends on how our days flow, which day I'm going to slide that in. So this way, if we do these, I can just kind of cross them off and know that I've done it for the week. Down here is where I ended up putting a super simple habit tracker. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Sorry if it's not clear. I don't have the best camera, but you can see I just created a little box with 4 squares because we school 4 days a week, and it is reading comprehension. So as she does it each day, I will just go ahead and mark it off because it's just an open and go. She just picks up where she left off on that, so I don't have like an assigned page for her. So that's there. If I need to do any other habit trackers, I have space in here to do it. And then up on top here, where it says to do this week, we just have a library trip I want to make sure that we go to, and then actually we do have a couple of other appointments, but I don't need to write them down. I know that we have those appointments and we're going to get to them. So that really is it for this Friday that I'm going to do. I'll check back in with you on Monday and tell you how the Monday meeting goes with my son, and for my oldest, my high schooler, and then how I write in or complete. I kind of do reverse planning for my youngest son. So see you Monday. Okay, so I just finished having my Monday morning meeting with my son, and that he is in the green here. I know my oh my gosh, then I want to say coffee. My camera, that's the C word I'm looking for, doesn't focus too well, but basically all it does is down here is his language arts. We are using Bookshark, so I just went through, much like my daughter's, I went through his language arts and just wrote down the things that we are going to do, and I had to add in, he had a paper that he was supposed to finish and he didn't do it, so we're going to put that in for today. So we kind of just broke it down. Here he's going to begin analyzing and create a table for me, and here he's going to continue on with the table. I need a rough draft at least begun by Wednesday, and then the final paper will be due Friday. So he has kind of some leeway Wednesday and Thursday if he wants to take 2 days to do the rough draft and self-check himself, or if he wants to finish it up on Wednesday, let me correct it, give it back to him. He can finalize it and turn it in Friday. So I kind of leave that part up to him. But like I said, the purple hair pen is for my daughter. The green is for my son, my oldest son. So we went through and we went over what we need to get done for this week. I went through and wrote his math in. At the same time, he wrote it in his planner, so he knows what to get done. So that's what we do, kind of. That's really, really basic on our Monday meetings. We just write through, talk about it together, and put in what we need to do. So these are his science, what he needs to do. He is doing biology, so he's got some questions, he's got a video to watch, he's got some more reading, and then here we've got some books checked out from the library that he's going to have to read, and then his geography and history, we've just assigned pages per day of what he's going to do, and then like I said, down here is his language arts, so the paper he's going to be writing, and then reading, and his grammar. So that's all really that I put in here. My daughter is getting started on her copy work next to me. And then here, this week at some point I want to take him to the library, and then I want to work on the curriculum for you they signed with him. We are taking it really slow with that book. That was something that my husband was going to work on with him, but I think we're going to end up needing to do more of a tag team help with him with that, because it's just going to be too much to include on a weekend. So that's it. That's the update for Monday. I'm going to go through with my youngest and see what we can get done, and I will add that in. He is more of a reverse planning process, so I'm going to go sit with him and start school with him. Okay, I'm just going to mark in what we got done. Take out the colors for my kiddos. Maybe grab a pencil too. So for math, my youngest completed 2 worksheets, but he didn't want to do the center, so I'm just going to write 2 worksheets there. And then he also did an all about reading lesson. We completed lesson 9, and then he did more reading eggs. He really loves that program, and I really love it because he is just zooming through and really gaining a lot from it. So we're going to mark down that he did some of that for the day. So I think that that's all he did yesterday. I know we did some reading, like we read some books also. We did that actually both days, but I didn't write it down. So you just jot that down too, just to have on the forefront there, on the, so I know what we did. I know for sure that my daughter did not complete this. She did do that yesterday. She got that done. She got that done. We got the video done for her. She did complete her math. But I think she skipped out. She has a reading comprehension that I have just a little tracker on the side here. So we did both those, but we haven't hit any of these things, extra projects done yet. And for Tuesday, she didn't finish her copywork application or reading her story. She might have done this. I just need to double check with her. I did see her working on it. So that's it for Tuesday. I'll come back in and check in on Wednesday. Okay, so for the rest of Wednesday, we ended up going to the library. We were going to go later in the week, but it just worked out for us to go to the library on Wednesday. So really, I could just put this like all over Wednesday. I'm going to put it up on top just for now so that I can remember we kind of did a library day. We ended up going in the morning, and we planned to go a different day. We planned to go in the afternoon, and we just switched it all up, which is completely fine. The rest of the day ended up being more of a reading day, so not as much like seating work got done, and that's okay. That's part of the beauty of being able to homeschool. So my youngest, you can see I already wrote in 2 worksheets and a center for math. He did get that done. When we got to all about reading, we only did half of the lesson because we were already starting to struggle here. And this is about when I was realizing maybe we just need to pack it up and change route for the day. So that's what we ended up doing. I think he did end up going on to reading eggs again. So I like to mark that down because he is gaining and gleaming from that app. And then I know my daughter, she only was able to finish her math. She started off really strong and then kind of petered out, and then that was just my, okay, let's pack it up and switch gears. So I have to check in with my older son and see what he got done, if he was able to watch his video or not. But that's kind of how our Wednesday went, and that's what I'm going to leave in there for now. Okay, so this is actually morning time for Thursday, and I know we didn't get too much done on Wednesday, but we have to run a couple of errands today. So I'm going to pack a few things for my daughter so she could do a little car schooling, and I thought I would show you what we're going to throw in her bag. I'm going to throw in her abacus because we are going to take her math with us, and she will sometimes use this. This is something really simple that I just made for her out of an old frame. She only has 1 page of math to do though, so I'm going to bring it with us and we're going to see if we can knock it out when she's able to focus, she really can knock it out quickly. We're also going to take her Bible with us so she can read a couple of stories to me and with me, that when we need to just kind of, I want us to catch up on our stories together. So we're going to take that with us. And I was just going to take this and work on this while we were out and about, because some of it is testing for my youngest son. We have to do speech, more testing today. So anyways, we're going to be doing some sitting, and I thought we could work on it together. But she also wants to try to get it all knocked out, so we're going to take her Explode the Code book with us, and then in here I have her reading comprehension. So we're going to see if we can knock out maybe a full rest of the day. I'm going to see actually if she wants to do a whole sheet with me. They're not, they're separated into days, so little things to do during the day. But I bet if we're sitting and concentrating and we get this far, we can knock more out. So this is just some of the stuff I'm going to take with us for today, and we'll see how much we get caught up. And then, because like I said, we are doing some speech and OT testing for my son today, I'm going to mark that down for him, just down here on the bottom, so that I have that down as something that got done today. And then we'll see what else we can get done with him throughout the day. And then I will check in with my oldest too. I've just kind of reminded him of what we're working on this paper, and going to give him some space and time to get that wrapped up. So I just finished having my Friday recap with my oldest. It seemed to be a little bit of a struggle this week for us. A lot of stuff didn't get done, but that's okay, because we did have a really great library day where we sat and read and really just kind of enjoyed ourselves. We took a little bit of a slower week. So that's kind of the beauty of, one of the beauties, many beauties of homeschooling. We're not behind anyone, so we can just shift some of the stuff that didn't get done into the following week, and go forward from there. So what we talked about with my oldest is we're going to start working a little bit more on writing papers. He did finish this for me, but it was not as long as a true paper for me should be. So that's something that I know we have to work on, and that's why I only plan out short, like a week or so at a time, because I'm going to adjust the work and kind of make it so that we can work on this a little bit more, writing a paper on what all that entails, instead of just, versus if I had like planned out the whole month and that didn't go well, I would have to rearrange the rest of the month for it. Friday is our Friday fun day, so I tried to do a 4-week school week with them so that Fridays we can have more playtime, like educational games, or more apps like more reading egg time and things like that. They have really, my youngest two have really been enjoying reading eggs though, so they've been doing it almost daily as kind of a reward when their schoolwork is done. It's just another added bonus on Friday to get to play it without having to do a lot of sit down work. I did circle this because he didn't get math done. It probably was Wednesday when we went to the library. He didn't get math done, and he ended up moving math over a day. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with him moving math over. I'm not going to make him do any extra work. And then we just kind of went down the list, and I circled things that didn't get done, and I checked off the things that did get done. He actually says that he wants to do part of it this weekend. He's going to knock this out this weekend, he said, and then we'll just move this over to next week. And then he also, his reading didn't get done, but that's something he said he wanted to work on this weekend. So when we go into our Monday meeting, we'll discuss that and see what he actually did over the weekend. But that's it. That's kind of how I plan out the week. For my youngest son, I know on Thursday he did do he did one worksheet of math, and he did not get to a center. So I'm going to mark that in for him. We didn't do any worksheets on Friday, but I know that he did some reading eggs, so I'm going to mark that down for him also. So for him, it's kind of reverse planning. For my others, we plan out ahead, but for my youngest, I do reverse planning because, like I said, his being on the spectrum kind of switches things up a little for us in this season right now. So that's it. Oh, the other thing is here on the side are extra projects. We didn't get to any of these this week, and like I said, that's okay. That's why I just have them kind of set to the side. So I'll move some of these over for next week, and like for sure we'll probably put the Magic School Bus on for next week, and then maybe possibly setting up a planner or some kind of system for my daughter next week as just some mommy and me time. We did some other things. We read some books and things like that for hanging out time together. And then the project, the STEM project, I think I'm just going to move on and go to the next book instead of trying to do this project. It was like a leverage and one thing where they kind of had a lever and then they would, lever is not the right word. To me, I want to say teeter-totter, but that's probably not that's not the scientific word for it. And then they sent it flying. But my kids get the gist of that, and they have sent toys flying, so I think we're good on that project, and we're going to skip over that. But that's it. That's how I kind of plan homeschool through the week. I'm going to move this over. This is just, I have just a little flag here. We're going to move that over for next week, and then next week I'll start all over again, and we will continue on with our school week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please consider giving it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed this content. If you aren't already, consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of our little YouTube family. And thanks again for watching.